listening right now, I'm about to bring my special guest on, Olivia, lovely, one of my great friends, one of my great friends. We haven't talked in a long time. It's been a couple of years. As far as phone wise, we've been, we text back and forth and be on Twitter and stuff like that. But I haven't actually spoken to her. This is my old homie right here. I'm gonna bring her on, and we're gonna get it popping. Olivia, you on the line?
Yes, I'm here. What's good, message? What's good?
Hey, what's good, old friend? What's cracking? I got a cheese smile on and shit. What's good? How you doing?
Nice. Finally getting a moment, real life, moving, being completely busy, being a mom of a 2-year-old. Woof, being a wife, doing all that stuff. Got us busy. We got a moment here.
Yeah, I got it. I got a 2-year-old, so boy, I feel your pain, boy.
Oh, right, they're crazy. 2-year-olds are crazy.
I feel your pain, boy.
They don't want to let us leave. We had to sneak out the house, sneaking out on our parents.
So okay, let's go right into the parenting, since we actually obviously talking about the parenting thing first. Let's go right into that. Obviously, you being a parent, and we'll go on all the other questions and stuff later. I know you're busy. You have stuff going on, but I want to keep it as to the point as possible on the special interview. I thank you for coming on. About being a parent, tell me the feeling of you being a mother. Tell me that feeling of how you feel about being a mother.
My gosh, there's no other feeling on it in the planet. It's amazing. Every day, just getting to spend time with him is a blessing. It's a life changer, game changer. He's a great gift we have. So I enjoy every second.
I hear you, and I understand exactly what you're saying. Another question that I have for you as far as being a parent is there anything challenging about it? What are the challenging things, if anything? There's nothing bad about being a parent, but what's the challenge?
Yeah, it's challenging. Yeah, it's challenging, my gosh. Not losing your temper, remembering that they're tiny people learning everything for the first time and having patience and understanding when they're acting out, why they're acting out versus getting mad at them for acting out. They're trying to communicate. They're still learning language. They can't clearly say, I stubbed my toe, Mom, it hurts, or I'm hungry, or I'm really tired. It comes out in other forms. So that's the challenging part, is to remember that. You got to be sensitive and kind and listen to them and have patience and work together to figure out the problem. And we have an amazing kid because of that concept.
Got you. You want to ask her something, G?
Well, actually, the thing that I'm wondering about right now is, it's 2013. I was just curious about what Olivia Lovely is doing right now. I know there was something going on with wrestling.
Yes.
Is that what you're doing right now?
I'm a manager. Yep, I'm a manager for an indie pro wrestling team called The Tribe, and we tape for a show, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, that airs locally in California on KDOC, and was also recently picked up on Mad TV. So all the DirecTV subscribers can check us out on Mad TV, and it's Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I believe their site is HollywoodWrestling.com. We have a Facebook, The Wrestling Tribe, and you can follow us on Twitter at Wrestling Tribe, so you can be up to date on the different events and matches that we have going on and who's going on. We're still trying to get our titles back that we held for 20 months, which is the longest in Championship from Wrestling Hollywood whole history.
Oh,
that long.
Man, what happened, man? Why you lost the belt?
Reigning champ. Man, conspiracy. It's conspiracy. Los Bandidos, they
man, it's the
they're way up to the top, and then they got it all falsely, and there's a bunch of BS, but it's all right. They lost them. They talked a bunch of
conspiracy,
and then they lost them.
Olivia, man, like we say down here in Florida, it's the Illuminati, It's the Illuminati.
It's all good. We can't keep them forever, but we will get them back. That's the one thing, is we will get them back. I don't like to take no for an answer. Losing's not really something I like doing, and nor do my guys like doing. So we work hard to make it known the tribe is going to come for you. We bring that devastation from the reservation.
Okay. Now you rapping. Okay, I know you was rapping now.
No, that's our thing. That's our gimmick. That's the wrestling gimmick, That's stuff that I'm all learning since I came from another entertainment field. I got to learn all the stuff. It's real fun, though. Have a good time.
I got
and I bake cupcakes. That's my other thing. I'm a cupcake baker, going hard on making the sweet treats.
Got you. Okay. Now, all right. I gotta ask this one question. Now,
go ahead.
everybody obviously knows you for what you did and you for your career and what you did. That's how I met you. And we met in '06. I was 17 when you met me. I don't even think you remember that, but I was 17.
I thought you were 18. How'd you get in the club? I think I asked you that.
When I talked to Tracy from Night Moves when I did that show that one night, she said as long as you don't drink, I don't care. I was 17 when you met me. I was a kid.
Holy cow, you were a baby.
I looked older though, and I played it off.
Right.
I played it off real well, and I don't think nobody knew that. You're the first person that told that. But as far as the business, like we I spoke to Brie Olson. We spoke to Brie Olson a couple weeks ago, and we was telling her we was asking about the industry and things like that. We didn't go too deep into it, but we just asked her a general question. As far as being a woman in the entertainment field, the business that you were in. Explain how people don't really think that women who are in that field has like a business savvy brain. Explain like the criticism, not the criticism on the bad part, but just as far as like the stereotype that y'all get just for y'all career choice.
Oh, well, they think that we're only smart enough to get naked and do that stuff, and they don't think beyond that there's any kind of a intelligence factor for people. And they're right about some of them, but you can't generalize that over the whole talent pool, because there's a lot of really, really smart people. I aligned myself with other very intelligent, business savvy people in the business because I can't deal with people that aren't, So the people in my circle, you can rest assured are on the same level or close, We're like walking in that same plane. But I didn't have, I wasn't friends with everybody in the business.
Oh. Well, that actually brings up a question that I had. So our topic was about positivity and negativity today, and you had to work with a lot of different people. You work with a lot of different females and everything, and we all know females get jealous and everything like that. And so I was wondering, because I've looked at a lot of your work. You were actually my favorite actress, but I was wondering if you had to deal with a lot of negativity from other girls that you had to work with at times, because you seemed like you got along very well with everybody. Everybody looked like they had fun.
Yeah, I don't recall really having, I didn't really encounter a lot of drama. The only issues I may have had would have been producers wanting me to do more than what I was willing to do, but there really wasn't much drama between myself and other girls or even male talent, because I keep it pretty chill, and I like to surround myself around people I like working with, so to limit that. If I didn't vibe well with you and I shot with you, then chances are you never saw me shoot with that person again, and that would be why. And probably vice versa. Everybody's got different personalities, so. But I never really had, there was never really cat fights or any kind of, between me anyway.
But I mean, like, okay, I'm going to speak as just a man for a minute. But, like, okay, how can you be upset with that? Like, you know what you're doing for a living? Like, how you, listen, now this is me, right? You know me. Both of y'all know me. This is pretty well. If I walk in any kind of business and I'm getting paid, especially what I enjoy doing, like I'm already starting to get a little revenue for doing this radio thing, so I'm happy. But especially walking in that field and being a guy, I mean, what is that? What can a man be upset about? Like, answer that question for me, because I really want to know that. What can a guy be upset about doing that? Oh, well, you wasn't wearing a cologne, like the perfume. I like, what?
Well, yeah, I hear you, but some of them are kind of little diva-ish, or they have their little quirks about stuff they like that maybe I'm like, well, sorry, I don't do that. So, you know what I mean? It's a little, I don't know. Some of them are just nasty, and so we didn't vibe well. Maybe I thought they smelled bad, or they could brush their teeth, or they smoke cigarettes and make me want to throw up, that kind of thing. That would be more and that goes for females too, because I don't like cigarette smoke. It's one of like my biggest turnoffs ever. It makes me sick. So if you did that and I'd smell that on you, I really just wouldn't want to work with you, because I wouldn't want any of that around me.
Oh, smell like pine tar and shit.
Yeah. You can smell like other things, but that's not cool.
Wow.
So I don't know. As a guy, maybe they'd be offended. They don't want to work with me because I smoke cigarettes. Well, I got my thing. So do other people.
you're around a bunch of pretty women all day. I mean, like, what is there to be mad about? Like, yo, I'm going in there.
I don't know. You'd have to ask them.
I don't
You'd
know.
have to ask them because
Yeah.
We might.
some of them got issues.
We're gonna have to. That's
some of them got
crazy.
issues. Some of them are cool, but some of them got issues.
We're gonna have to have a male porn star on here sometime so we can
Yeah.
ask
Talk
that
to them.
question.
Ask them. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, there's some that just have real bad attitudes because they really feel entitled. It's really difficult for a male to get into that industry, and so when they do, they get super cocky and their heads swell all crazy, and they can't understand why everybody in the business doesn't want to jump right onto a scene with them. Well, you know, you got to check your attitude and the way you talk because it's not all about everything else.
No, don't shoot nobody now. Chill. Don't shoot nobody now. Chill. So you about to snap, bro. Go ahead, G. My bad. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was about to say, you know, I actually did a little homework, and I seen that when you were done with the whole adult industry, that you went on to try psychology, you know, a psychology degree. And I was just wondering how that whole thing went, how that worked out for you.
I was actually a psych major before I got into the business. I just took a break for a long time while I was pursuing that career. And then in 2007, I got back into it to try to finish it. And then, I moved a few times, so I had to put things on hold. I got married, then I got pregnant, and we had the baby, and now I'm focused on being a mom. So I'm hoping to get back onto that. And I'm so close to my bachelor's. It's more just electives. I got most of my, the core done with my major, and I love it. I've always loved psychology and trying to figure out how people think and understanding the way the mind and body, how it all works together, and I think it gives me a bigger edge on just how to deal with people in the world.
Right.
Because you look and you're like, that person seems like they got some stuff going on. They need to work within.
Yeah. That was understandable. That's the reason why I always liked psychology, but I just didn't want to go to school for it because I was more interested in other stuff with school. So, but yeah, I understand what you're saying with the whole psychology thing. Another question that I have is, not to take up too much of your time, it's just one more question. You were doing psychology and you took a break and you ended up doing adult film. Like what was the process of that? What got you into that?
Wow. Well, the process was I went to college right out of high school, and I started dancing, and I moved out. I became an exotic dancer. So I was an exotic dancer. I had to put myself through school. So that was the best way I could figure out how to live on my own and do that because home life wasn't going to be an option. I needed to be on my own. And so I started doing that, which went from full-time school to, part-time. So it took me, I was, on a 5-year plan for an AA, you know. And then finally I had to just take a stop. I had to stop and figure out what I was going to do. And I went from being sick of being an exotic dancer to trying to figure out how I can get these companies, these clubs to pay me like those feature dancers I saw. And I really was only interested in doing magazine work, and I was trying to get into mainstream acting, and I did a few projects before I got picked up for the adult side from Playboy TV because they were the first ones that I'd ever, got into when I was doing anything adult-related. That helped me kind of figure out how I could cross over and if I could actually do it. And that was my goal. My goal was to get in, to make a big enough name so that I could become a feature dancer, so I could get back to stripping, which is what I like doing because it was easy. Dancing is not. It didn't come hard for me, I should say, but the hustle just sucked. So I'd rather than have to pay me.
You know, man. Yo, dude. It's like anybody listening to this radio show right now, man, get your money up, man. Get your hustle up, man. 'Cause she's like, listen, everybody be coming there for. Everybody goes to a certain business for different reasons. She's like, listen, I'm trying to get paid. And I'm trying to be the best at what I do and get paid. And you have to have a firm understanding that whatever you want to get into in life, just have a plan with what you do. Not everybody's just doing things. Not everybody's just doing. Some people do things just because they want to do it and they don't care about the money. But naturally, in 2013, most people that get into any kind of business, especially any kind of entertainment field that all three of us are in, you have a plan and you have a purpose. We have fun doing what we're doing, but you have fun and you have a purpose for what you're doing. Now, let me ask you something.
Right. Have a goal and stick to it. Don't get sidetracked and stuck or hypnotized by glamour and this, that, or the other. Do what you set out to do, because sometimes if you try to go and you know what I mean, the game can really change things if you don't have your head on straight, as I've seen it happen to people in the business. You know, you got to stay focused. You
have to stay focused. And, you know, I want you to speak on something else real quick, because we did a show a couple of weeks ago about finding yourself and about leaving the past. And, you know, I wanted to get your opinion on this because, you know, you know me very well, and we've had very deep conversations about finding yourself and leaving the past. Explain to me, because I wanted to ask you about this, how important it is to find yourself. It has to do with positivity and negativity as well, about finding yourself as a person.
If you want to be happy, you have to know what it is that's going to make you happy and what you want to go after. When you're confused and you don't know what's going on and you're all over the place, those are the people that you see that are constantly in a cyclone of just bad stuff happening to them. And then they start thinking, oh, my gosh, only bad stuff happens. And that cycle is going to keep repeating itself. It's called a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you think about it, the more it's going to continue to happen. You have to figure out, what do I have to do? Do you have to make a list to sit down if that's the kind of person you are, so you can visually see, all right, these are the things that I really like to do. These are the things I don't like to do. What am I doing right now, currently? How many of those are matching up with what you really want to do and what you don't really want to do? And start Xing out that stuff that is leaving you unhappy and having you on a path that you don't want to be on and making you miserable.
Wow, man. Wow, man. Go ahead, G. My bad.
Well said. No, I was just saying that was very well said. I was just kind of agreeing with what was just said. There's really not any need to add anything to it.
Yeah. I hear you, man. And you know, successful people. You know, we have a lot of people on this line, and we've had a lot of guests on this line to do many fields of different things. So we start the local business owners to entertainers to we've had athletes on here, and everybody's saying the same thing in different ways. More of just not giving up, and that's the purpose of the More to Life show, is more of having people understand that, you know, I'm just a normal person. We're all normal people. We all have goals, and we all have quotation fame for different things that we do. We get notoriety for things that we do. But for the most part, we're all just normal people, and we all didn't give up. We're not giving up, and that's the thing. It's more about not giving up and going towards your dreams. Now, let's go into this thing I really want to talk to you about, and about starting your business, because this is really what I want to get in about business from anybody. We had a local business owner last week who gave advice about starting a business and, you know, financial advice and things like that. I wanted to talk to you about this, so everybody get your pen and pad ready for this, about starting a business. Give us, you know, the first steps. You know, you have a cupcake business. Tell us about the business first, about the business that you do, and about how you started it.
Well, I bake a lot in the kitchen, and around the holidays I always made a lot of gift baskets, and everybody would always tell me I need to have a bakery. But at the time, a bakery just seems like a huge undertaking. I would rather, you know, my husband and I were talking like we should start small. Think about something that you could focus on, that you could start small with, and build from there. And we decided on cupcakes. It was starting to become popular. It hadn't, like, hit real crazy yet. Cupcake Wars, I think, hadn't even come yet. Like, but it came right after the thought and coming up with a name. Those were the first steps for us, was figuring out what we wanted to focus on for the baking aspect, coming up with a name, then looking in your demographic. What's in, like, who's your competition going to be? What is in the vicinity? You need to look at that, because if you've got way too many of what it is you're trying to focus your business on, then you're going to be really fighting for competition versus picking something that is pretty scarce, you know, in the area, or just maybe one or two shops. That's not a big deal. You can figure out an area to specialize in on your cupcakes as far as specialty flavors, or whether you're going to be doing custom work, or how you want to hone your business, how much you want to operate. Do you want to do dessert tables? Do you want menu items for parties? Do you just want to be cupcakes? Do you want to add cakes to it too? You have to think about all of those little aspects about your business and who is in the area that you're going to be competing against. Then you got to figure out how your business is going to look. How do you want it to appeal to the people? What kind of colors do you want to go with? There's really a lot involved. You got to come up with a logo. You got to make sure nobody's taking your name. You need to protect yourself and get websites. You got to go and see about your business license. What other permits are going to be required of you in the area depending on what you're doing. You have to do your homework. Go on Google, type in, I want to start a cupcake business, see what happens. Or say you want to have a mobile dog grooming business. Look at that and see who's in the area. You have to just do your homework. It's a lot of homework before you make a decision like that, because you're talking about money you're investing, so you got to be smart about it. You don't want it to be, I woke up one day and I'm going to go and start this Joe Schmo truck delivery company, and I don't know anything about it, and I don't know what's going on in the area. I don't know if it's needed. And then you go put all your money into it before you figure out there's 500 of the same in the local area, and you never even make $1. You have to be smart about the decision.
So is it all local? Is it like all locally right now? Is it all online? Like, well, how do you make profit? Is it just they go to the website and do orders?
I am an online ordering business right now, so you can go onto the site to see the different flavors, the different kinds of custom cupcakes and themes that I've done. So I would only service a local area. I've done research to find out about expanding to shipping, but the cost effectiveness of that just isn't fair for me to pass on to the consumer. It's really, it's more than what you buy for the cupcakes, which to me, I would love to be able to share them with everybody across, the United States or farther.
Right.
But it's just not. I have to focus on being local.
Wow. Well,
That's
gee,
look
look like
the best product,
Gee, look like we're gonna have to go to Cali and get some cupcakes, cuz.
That's what it's looking like, man.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, dog. And man, I'm over here hungry too, man. I ain't eaten like 3 hours, bro, man.
Sounds good.
The flavors, you got to check them out. I got a peanut butter and jelly one that is just, you're going to want to eat the whole dozen and not share them with anybody.
Get the fuck out of here. Peanut butter and jelly? What else you make? You make blueberry?
It's called the Goober. I have French toast and bacon. So the cupcake is like is like French toast, vanilla, and it's got cream cheese frosting and crumbled bacon, maple drizzle.
Hey, sound like you're onto something. You might need to go ahead and start franchising that and then put some little spots across the nation. For real.
You want to know? See, and this goes back to my second reference. You want to know why you started making that business and cupcakes came out? I'm telling you, dog. That Illuminati out there, Olivia. You better look out, man. That Illuminati they got microphones in your house, man. So they hear stuff you be saying, man. It's Illuminati tough out here, dude. Like
that's true. It's so funny we talk about that, and then more. You're like, wasn't I just saying that? Where did all this come from?
I'm telling you.
What the heck?
You, man,
they listen. They have every device they can listen on, and everyone. I don't even know how they filter all that noise, but
I tell you, man.
I believe it.
Did you get the Did you get like the business friend, like copyright, like trademark and stuff yet? Did you get all that stuff handled yet?
That is in the process, but I have the poor man's copyright, which everyone should know about. When you start a business and you get your card or whatever, you mail it to yourself. Don't ever open it. That's your poor man's copyright to protect you while you're stepping through all the other hoopla BS.
You said you mail your business card to yourself?
Yeah, mail your business card. You give the paperwork you have for your logo, just general information on there. Mail it to yourself and don't open it. But make sure you stamp on it so you know what it is, and then put it with your paperwork.
Yep.
Right.
Your other business license applications, permits. Any lawyer paperwork you have for trademarking or copywriting your business name, all that stuff.
Okay. Anybody listening, I hope you paid attention to that just now because, if you're doing something, I would assume that you already knew about that because you kind of learned about that, 13, 14 years old anyways. But still, if you didn't pay attention to that, go and do that right now if you need to do it.
Take a business class too. Learn terminology. Take a business class. Take a few business classes. If you're serious about running a business and operating a business, you gotta do the part. You gotta play the part. Gain as much knowledge as you can.
Okay. How much does trademarking run for when you actually do it, like through U.S. Trademark Office or whatever you call it? I know about copyright.
It starts at about approximately a couple thousand, and then it goes on up.
Okay.
It depends on how many items you're going to be trademarking.
Okay.
Wow.
Because I didn't know.
Wow.
I didn't know about that. I know about
you got to invest.
Copyright.
It's an investment.
Okay.
And it has to be renewed. They're good for 5 years, and then you got to pay to renew them too.
So.
That's how people lose your trade. When you hear people losing their trademarks, they've lost their trademark because they don't pay on it anymore.
I did not know.
And it'll become available. Someone would have to be stalking you to find that out if you have a business, but, you know, there are people out there that do that. They have, you know, the people that are hired to do that.
Yeah, the Illuminati.
Stuff and,
right.
Yeah. See?
The Illuminati. See, it all makes sense. Now, I have a question I have to ask you. Is this, my friend. Like, I'm gonna ask you some fun questions now. You know what I'm saying? You my homie, so I can ask you some fun questions. When you and your husband in the car, what kind of music do you listen to on an everyday basis? Like, if you're on a ride, how about this? Let me ask it this way. I know you listen to rap. Give me your top 5 favorite rappers. How about that? That's a good one. Give me your top 5 favorite rappers.
Oh, my God, my top 5 favorite rappers. That's so mean. Okay.
All time. Give me all time. No order.
Oh, all time. Yes. Nas, Jay-Z, Common, Biggie, and
Andre 3000.
Oh.
Andre 3000.
Yeah, I love Outkast. It's the whole thing, though. But I'm
okay.
Yes, I will say that.
Outkast. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. Outkast fits in there perfect. Definitely love Outkast.
Sorry.
That's my favorite group.
No, yes, love them.
Oh,
so we listen
to
a lot of Bob Marley and Damian Marley and Stephen Marley and other reggae and.
Your husband Jamaican?
Trying to get used to Snoop Lion, huh?
Jamaican?
Jamaican, yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Wait,
cool,
what did you say?
I said your husband. Jamaican?
No, he's not Jamaican. We just love reggae. We both have that in common.
Got you. Okay, I didn't mean to stereotype. My bad.
What's your favorite kind of music, though?
Huh?
What's your favorite kind of music? Is reggae your favorite music in general, or
hip-hop, reggae?
Okay.
Hip-hop, R&B, and reggae are like my top.
Oh man!
Sure.
So
when I listen into like the music channels on the TV, we go between reggae and we even go with oldies. Like I had 60s oldies rocking because they got great music during that time. I listen to 80s every now and then. We'll throw on. Sometimes I have to be tortured and listen to toddler tunes, but he's starting to like real music now, so it's good.
Oh, man, so you ain't bumping that corn. You ain't bumping that corn and Slipknot, man. You ain't bumping.
No.
Okay, my bad, man. I thought you, man. You missing out on that, man. You missing out on that Dropkick Murphys, boy. You missing out, man. You tripping. Let me ask you a question though. Let me ask you this question before I know you're busy. You got stuff going on. I'm about to close this interview out. But let me ask you this: you named a lot of artists that from the past. You didn't name any new artists. What do you think is wrong with hip hop now? If you think anything is wrong with it,
I think it's terrible. I'm gonna keep it 100,000 with you and say that I think rap music today is terrible. There's too many that don't have any substance about anything that they're rapping about. And now it sounds old, but I don't care because it sucks. I like the older shit. Give me that all day. I'm so excited that Jay-Z dropped an album that's worth listening to because all the other crap that's out there right now just makes me constantly listen to the CD and the iPod.
Oh man, so you're not feeling that Soulja Boy, Olivia? I thought you was feeling that Soulja Boy. Crank that Soulja Boy. I thought you was digging that. Look at this guy.
Okay. Oh, J. Cole, I will say.
Okay.
Cole gets a shout out.
J. Cole, all right. No Kendrick?
There's a couple other new artists. No, Kendrick's an artist. There's a couple new artists that are good. There's a sea of a bunch of other garbage out there, but there are a few artists out there that are worth listening to. I'm sorry. That's what I think.
Oh, man.
That's a common thought. That's what most people think. So.
Yes, most people think that. That's
I mean, there's some people I like, and then there's some people out here that sounds like ass on the rock.
Who likes it? Are they 12?
Okay, well, they're in their teenage, yeah, and Lil Wayne's their favorite rapper.
If they're later teenagers, do they act like they're 12? Maybe they're like, I don't know.
How you know my strategy like that, man? That's messed up, man. Yeah, you pretty much figured it out. Yeah, you figured out what I was going to say. Yeah. Yeah.
My bad. The new Talib album is dope though too.
Yeah, to live out. The Prisoner of
I'm
Conscience.
just glad those artists are still around. That's what makes me happy and hopeful. When music comes out and they drop it, usually that's what's good and correct.
I hear you. Definitely appreciate your honesty on that. Cause there is a lot of shit out here. There's some stuff I like, some new guys I like, a few of them, and then there's some out here that just sounds like ass on rye bread cooked in the oven.
Right.
So
There's a good. I like Macklemore. I like him. That's new.
You lost me there. Nope. Nope. Sorry. Next. That's this is awesome song that this is fucking awesome, that song?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay.
I like it. It's entertaining listening to him. It's not like give me a headache. I gotta turn this off. What am I listening to?
I respect your opinion. I understand. I mean, so but in closing, for everybody listening to this interview, she came on. She took time out of her busy schedule. We've been setting this interview up for a couple months, and I thank you very much for coming on and giving us your time. And you one of my best homies, and you always looked out for me. Anybody, and this is what I want to say because somebody wanted me to answer this question, and while you're on the phone, I'm gonna answer this. Everybody hit me up and say, "Yo, how you know all these people?" Let me answer this question real honest, yo. Just hustle and be a nice guy, and don't hit everybody up like everybody. Like I'm gonna say this because you're on the phone. Everybody's like, "Why you get all these adult entertainers on the phone?" Listen, man. For one, be respectful and be a nice guy, and two, just don't hit them up asking them, "Yo, so when we gonna have sex?" Like. I mean, all these girls I've talked to on different levels, Lisa Sparks, Brie Olsen, you, everybody can tell that story of guys just be like, they have no picture on their Twitter avatar, but they have the dirtiest mouths in history. Like they already got a picture. But
no, you're exactly right. That's why, because it's refreshing to not be hit on constantly, so you'll give that person a little bit more consideration than you would somebody who's doing the obvious. Right.
And, that answers the question. Everybody out there who wanted to answer that question, just be respectful, have something presentable, have something that you guys have a like common bond, and everybody's just normal people. So, no, I'm not, I'm not out here doing crazy shit. I just, hit people up and be respectful. So, he was super polite. That's what was cool, and that's what made me pay attention. Thank you very much. And I told you I was 17, and I was in that club at that time when I was doing that Night Moves thing. I was a kid, I was a kid. And I remember I was like, "How did they let you in? Because you're performing? That's crazy." Yeah, I performed. I hated that song I performed that night. That song was so trash. I hated that record. I actually went back. I actually spoke to Tracy like a while ago. I was like, "Listen, I don't have to come back. But at least let me go on the stage while you're in your presence at different times. Let me perform a different song." Because I swore that was the hottest record of all time. That song was so ass, and I made that, and I'll admit that. So, but I definitely appreciate you taking the time, and God bless you. Take care of you and the family. Give the husband and the child
thank
all my
you,
best.
Thank you. Yes.
And
same to you.
And I'll talk to you soon. And God bless you. Have a good one, all right, fam?
All right, you too. Have a good night.
Appreciate it.
God bless.